Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. Today, I want to talk about a concept that often gets overlooked in the noise of everyday life, the idea of UVS. You. We're so used to comparing ourselves to everyone else. We see the highlights of other people's lives on social media, in our workplaces, and in our communities, and sometimes it feels like we're constantly measuring our success against theirs. But today, I invite you to take a step back and ask yourself a simple question: what if the real competition was only ever between you and you? Imagine what your life could look like if, instead of worrying about other people's accomplishments, you focus solely on your own growth. When you compete with yourself rather than others, you free yourself from the need to prove anything to anyone but you. This perspective shift gives you permission to pursue a life that's deeply meaningful and unique to you without getting distracted by what others are doing or where they're going. When you compete with yourself, you're setting up a game where the only player who truly matters is you. You can set goals that fit your abilities and aspirations without comparing them to someone else's achievements. Your focus becomes becoming a little better each day, pushing past yesterday's limits and breaking your own records. This approach is incredibly motivating because it allows you to see consistent progress that reflects your personal journey, not someone else's highlight reel. Moreover, competing with yourself builds a sense of pride and fulfillment because it's rooted in authenticity. You're no longer chasing after things that may not even align with your values or interests. Instead, you're setting milestones that matter to you, making every step forward feel rewarding. You learn to trust yourself more deeply, acknowledging that your goals are worthy no matter how big or small they seem to others. When your focus is inward, you develop a resilience that can't be shaken by others' opinions or successes. You understand that everyone's journey is different, and just because someone else reaches a milestone faster or in a different way doesn't diminish your progress. You become less reactive and more grounded because your benchmarks for success are rooted in your own standards. Competing with yourself means you get to define what winning looks like in your life, and that is one of the most liberating mindsets you can adopt. In the end, this approach leads to genuine growth, a deep sense of satisfaction, and a life lived on your terms. You're free to become the best version of yourself because you're playing a game where the only goal is to be better than you were yesterday. Setting personal goals is about taking control of your path and creating a life that reflects who you truly are, not who others expect you to be. When you set goals based on your own desires, values, and aspirations, you create a powerful sense of purpose that fuels genuine motivation. Personal goals are unique because they're tailored to what you want to achieve, not what society, friends, or family might think is best for you. This makes the journey deeply meaningful and aligned with who you are at your core. Personal goals allow you to craft a vision for your life that's authentic. Instead of following a generic path or a script that might not resonate with you, you get to map out a direction that excites and challenges you. It could be learning a new skill, advancing in your career, enhancing your health, or developing emotional resilience. Whatever it may be, a personal goal is about growth on your own terms in ways that bring you closer to the life you want to live. When you set these goals, it's helpful to be specific and intentional. A vague goal like be healthier can feel overwhelming, but a clear goal such as go for a 20-minute walk every day gives you something tangible to work towards. The clearer the goal, the easier it is to track progress, adjust your approach, and celebrate small victories along the way. By setting goals that reflect your true desires, you create a roadmap that keeps you focused, especially when challenges arise. You know exactly why you're working toward each goal, which keeps you grounded and determined. Furthermore, personal goals offer a powerful form of self-accountability. Because they're goals you set for yourself, they carry a weight of responsibility. You're not doing this for anyone else, you're doing it for you. This accountability becomes a motivator, encouraging you to stay committed even when it's difficult. And since the goal comes from within, the journey is more satisfying and the results feel deeply rewarding. Personal goals also give you a sense of accomplishment that's uniquely your own. Achieving something you truly care about fills you with pride and builds self-confidence. Each milestone you reach is a reminder of your potential, proof that you can accomplish what you set your mind to. These wins fuel you to aim higher and continue setting goals that push your boundaries. By setting personal goals, you're choosing to live with intention, pursuing a life that's in line with your values and aspirations. This way, each goal not only leads to progress, but also helps you shape a life that feels fulfilling, purposeful, and authentically yours. Celebrating small wins is a powerful habit that often goes overlooked. We tend to focus so much on big goals and major accomplishments that we forget the importance of the little steps along the way. But every small win, every minor improvement is a building block of success, each one deserving of recognition. When you take the time to celebrate these small achievements, you reinforce positive behavior, build confidence, and create momentum that keeps you moving forward. A small win could be anything: a day where you completed all your tasks, a successful conversation that moved you closer to a goal, or a personal breakthrough in overcoming self-doubt. Recognizing these moments is like giving yourself a pat on the back, a reminder that progress is being made. Each small success, no matter how minor it may seem, is a sign that you're on the right path, making strides in the direction you've chosen. This builds motivation from within as you see proof of your efforts paying off little by little. Celebrating small wins also makes the journey more enjoyable. Large goals can feel daunting, especially when they require a long-term commitment. If you only wait to celebrate once you reach that big milestone, the journey might feel exhausting, even overwhelming. But when you celebrate small wins, you give yourself something to look forward to, regularly making the process lighter and more enjoyable. It keeps you energized and enthusiastic, helping you to appreciate the journey rather than just the destination. These small celebrations also reinforce a growth mindset. By acknowledging each step, you're telling yourself that effort, persistence, and small improvements matter. You're reminding yourself that every bit of progress, no matter how small, is valuable. This shift in mindset keeps you resilient when facing challenges, because you understand that success isn't about one giant leap, but a series of small, consistent actions that add up over time. When you celebrate small wins, you also become more mindful of your progress. It's easy to overlook the things you accomplish day to day, especially when they feel routine. But celebrating these moments trains your mind to recognize and appreciate your growth, helping you see just how far you've come. This awareness is empowering. It builds confidence and encourages you to keep going, because you can see tangible evidence of your dedication. Celebrating small wins doesn't have to be elaborate. It could be as simple as pausing to reflect, sharing the moment with a friend, treating yourself to something enjoyable, or just writing down your accomplishment to remind yourself of your progress. The act of acknowledging these wins in whatever form strengthens your belief in your ability to achieve even bigger goals. Each celebration is a promise to yourself, a way of saying, I'm doing this, I'm capable, and I'm moving forward. In the end, celebrating small wins is about valuing the journey and giving yourself the recognition you deserve for every step. It brings joy to the process, reinforces your commitment, and builds a foundation of confidence that propels you to even greater heights. Every small win is a reminder that progress is happening and that success is built day by day, step by step. Embracing self-reflection is one of the most powerful habits for personal growth. It's the process of looking inward, taking time to understand your actions, thoughts, emotions, and decisions. In a world that constantly pushes us to move forward, self-reflection invites us to pause, step back, and ask ourselves meaningful questions. It's not about criticizing yourself or dwelling on mistakes. It's about gaining insights that help you grow, adapt, and become the best version of yourself. When you practice self-reflection, you develop a deeper understanding of your motivations and behaviors. You start to see patterns that might be helping or hindering your progress. Maybe you notice that you're often driven by fear when making certain choices, or that you tend to procrastinate on specific tasks. By identifying these patterns, you create the awareness needed to make intentional changes. Self-reflection allows you to see not just what you're doing, but why you're doing it, giving you the clarity to shift your approach where needed. Self-reflection also empowers you to learn from your experiences, both positive and negative. Life is full of successes, challenges, and mistakes, and each experience holds a lesson. When you take time to reflect, you gain wisdom from every situation, using it to make better decisions in the future. For example, reflecting on a challenging experience might reveal a strength you didn't know you had, or it may highlight areas where you need more patience or resilience. Each reflection becomes a stepping stone, building your character and expanding your understanding of yourself. Through self-reflection, you also become more in tune with your values and goals. It's easy to get swept up in the pace of life, making decisions based on convenience or external pressures. But self-reflection brings you back to what truly matters to you. It allows you to check in with yourself and ask, am I living in alignment with my values? Are my actions supporting the person I want to become? This process is grounding. It helps you to make choices that honor your authentic self rather than just following what others might expect or want from you. Self-reflection isn't always easy. It requires honesty and vulnerability. Looking at ourselves honestly can sometimes reveal things we'd rather avoid, like unhelpful habits, fears, or past regrets. But facing these aspects of ourselves is an act of courage, one that leads to growth and self-acceptance. By acknowledging these parts, you're not only accepting who you are, but also empowering yourself to make changes. Self-reflection helps you see your full self with strengths and areas for growth, and this balanced view is essential for genuine self-improvement. This habit also fosters greater self-compassion. Through reflection, you come to understand the reasons behind your actions and choices, which can deepen your empathy for yourself. You learn to see past mistakes not as failures, but as valuable learning moments, which allows you to move forward without harsh self-judgment. Self-compassion is essential for growth because it encourages you to keep trying, even when the journey is difficult. Incorporating self-reflection into your routine doesn't have to be complicated. It could be as simple as spending a few minutes each day journaling about what went well, what could be improved, and what you learned. It could mean setting aside time each week to review your goals, assess your progress, and consider any adjustments you need to make. Or it might involve meditation, where you quietly observe your thoughts and emotions, gaining insight into how they affect your day-to-day life. In the end, self-reflection is an act of self-respect. It's a way of acknowledging that your thoughts, feelings, and experiences are worth examining and understanding. By embracing self-reflection, you invest in yourself and commit to a life of intentional growth. This process not only makes you more aware, but also more adaptable, helping you navigate life's challenges with clarity and resilience. Embracing self-reflection transforms your life into a continuous journey of learning and becoming, allowing you to fully engage with who you are and who you're striving to be. Learning from your mistakes is one of the most transformative practices in personal growth. Mistakes are inevitable. They are simply part of the human experience. Instead of viewing mistakes as failures or sources of shame, we can choose to see them as valuable opportunities for learning and self-improvement. When you approach mistakes with a growth mindset, they become stepping stones that guide you closer to your goals, each one offering a lesson that no success could have taught as deeply. When we make a mistake, it's often a signal to pause and ask ourselves some essential questions. What led to this outcome? What could I have done differently? What can I take from this experience to improve in the future? Reflecting in this way allows you to dig beneath the surface, examining the choices, assumptions, or circumstances that contributed to the error. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, you focus on uncovering insights that can help you make better decisions moving forward. Each mistake becomes a teacher, showing you areas where growth is needed and guiding you toward greater self-awareness. Learning from mistakes also helps build resilience. Life is filled with ups and downs, and mistakes are simply part of that rhythm. By learning from them, you develop the ability to bounce back with more strength and understanding each time. The lessons gained from mistakes help you adapt, preparing you to handle future challenges with a wiser, more informed approach. This resilience isn't just about moving on, it's about moving forward with a deeper understanding of yourself and a renewed sense of purpose. Mistakes can also be powerful tools for improving your skills and knowledge. In any pursuit, whether it's career, relationships, personal development, or creative endeavor, mistakes highlight areas where you may need to learn, refine, or adjust. Perhaps a project didn't go as planned, revealing that you need to improve your time management or communication skills. Or maybe a relationship suffered due to misunderstandings, showing you the importance of empathy and better listening. Each mistake shows you a gap in your skill set or perspective, offering a clear direction for growth. Learning from mistakes also cultivates humility. Mistakes remind us that we are all learning, all evolving, and that no one has it all figured out. When you embrace your mistakes with humility, you let go of the need to be perfect and instead focus on being a better version of yourself. This humility opens you up to feedback and new ideas, making you more adaptable and receptive to change. By recognizing that mistakes are a natural part of the process, you can approach life with curiosity rather than fear, viewing each misstep as part of a larger journey toward improvement. Another benefit of learning from mistakes is that it fosters self-compassion. Often our first instinct after making a mistake is to be hard on ourselves, feeling embarrassed or disappointed. But when you view mistakes as lessons, you create space for self-compassion. Instead of berating yourself, you understand that you are doing your best and that each mistake is a normal part of growth. Self-compassion allows you to be kind to yourself during setbacks, encouraging you to keep moving forward without the heavy burden of self-criticism. Learning from mistakes doesn't mean that you'll never repeat them. Growth is rarely linear, and sometimes we find ourselves facing the same challenges more than once. But with each experience, you gain a deeper understanding and new tools to help you address similar situations. Even if it takes multiple attempts, the process of learning from mistakes equips you with resilience and insight that make it easier to overcome obstacles over time. To make the most of your mistakes, it's helpful to create a habit of reflection. After a mistake, take a moment to analyze what happened, identify what you can control, and think of steps you can take to avoid similar errors in the future. Writing down your reflections can be especially powerful, allowing you to track your progress and see how far you've come. Each reflection is a reminder that mistakes are not setbacks, but stepping stones on the path of growth. Ultimately, learning from mistakes is about embracing life and all its imperfections. It's about understanding that mistakes are part of the process, that they make us stronger, wiser, and more prepared for whatever lies ahead. When you learn from your mistakes, you turn each one into a building block of resilience, self-awareness, and growth, using them to create a future that's filled with greater wisdom and a deeper sense of purpose. Staying consistent with self-improvement is a commitment to showing up for yourself every day, even when motivation fades or life gets challenging. Self-improvement isn't about making drastic changes all at once. It's about taking small, meaningful steps over time. By focusing on steady, gradual progress, you build habits that support lasting growth, creating a foundation that helps you keep moving forward, regardless of external circumstances. Consistency in self-improvement requires discipline and dedication. There will be days when it's tempting to skip a routine or to push goals aside because they feel difficult or inconvenient. But it's on these days in particular that consistency matters most. Each small action, each time you choose to keep going, reinforces the habit of self-commitment. When you stick with your efforts, you train yourself to persist, building resilience and mental toughness that are essential for long-term growth. One of the benefits of consistency and self-improvement is that it compounds over time. Just like saving a small amount of money each day eventually adds up, small daily actions towards self-improvement create substantial results in the long run. Whether you're learning a new skill, working on fitness, improving your mindset, or building confidence, consistent effort ensures that progress doesn't fade away. This compounding effect of self-improvement can be powerful, turning small actions into major transformations over months and years. Consistency also brings structure and stability to your personal growth journey. When you establish routines and stick to them, you create a sense of rhythm in your life that keeps you grounded, no matter what challenges come your way. Self-improvement routines become an anchor, something you can rely on to give your life direction and purpose. This structure can be comforting, as it reminds you of the progress you're making and reinforces the fact that you're moving forward, even when progress feels slow. Staying consistent with self-improvement also helps you build self-trust. Every time you commit to a goal and take even a small step toward it, you're keeping a promise to yourself. This builds confidence as you prove to yourself that you're capable of following through on your intentions. The more you trust yourself, the more willing you are to tackle bigger goals because you know you have the discipline to see things through. Additionally, consistency reveals what does and doesn't work. As you commit to self-improvement, you'll encounter strategies and approaches that are more effective than others. By consistently trying, reflecting, and adjusting, you fine-tune your process, discovering which methods truly help you grow. This feedback loop enables you to be more efficient, learning from experience and improving your approach with each iteration. Consistency is what gives you the data to understand your own journey and tailor your efforts to what suits you best. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. There will inevitably be setbacks, off days, and moments when things don't go as planned. What matters is the ability to return to your routines, to pick up where you left off without letting a single misstep derail your progress. This resilience, the ability to start again, is what keeps self-improvement sustainable. Over time, you learn to view these setbacks as part of the journey rather than reasons to quit, building a healthier, more forgiving relationship with yourself. Self-improvement, when done consistently, becomes a lifestyle rather than a temporary project. It becomes something you do naturally because you've ingrained the habits and mindsets that support your growth. This shift in mindset is liberating because it frees you from needing to find constant motivation. Instead, you rely on routines and habits that keep you moving forward no matter how you feel on a given day. By staying consistent, you're also able to see and appreciate your own progress more clearly. Small steps may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they add up to meaningful achievements. Looking back, you'll be able to see how far you've come, and this sense of accomplishment reinforces your commitment to keep going. Consistency gives you a sense of pride and fulfillment, knowing that you're not just waiting for change, but actively creating it day by day. In the end, staying consistent with self-improvement is about showing up for yourself with patience and determination. It's about creating a path of growth that honors your journey, allowing you to evolve in ways that are sustainable and fulfilling. Each day, each step brings you closer to your potential, transforming self-improvement into a rewarding, lifelong pursuit. Silencing the noise of comparison is about freeing yourself from the pressure to measure your worth, achievements, or progress against that of others. In a world saturated with social media, constant updates, and endless streams of others' accomplishments, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to what you see. But comparison is often misleading. It shows only part of the picture and can create a sense of inadequacy that dampens your self-worth and distracts you from your own unique journey. Choosing to silence this noise means shifting your focus inward, committing to your path, and understanding that your progress is valuable regardless of where others may be. Comparison is often rooted in the belief that life is a race or a competition where success and happiness are limited resources. But this mindset is not only untrue, it's also draining. There's no finish line you need to cross before anyone else, and someone else's success doesn't diminish your own potential. When you realize that everyone has their own pace, their own challenges, and their own goals, it becomes easier to let go of comparison and appreciate your progress for what it is, a reflection of your growth, dedication, and resilience. Silencing the noise of comparison helps you stay focused on what truly matters to you. When you're constantly measuring yourself against others, you risk losing sight of your unique aspirations and values, sometimes even chasing goals that aren't meaningful to you. By blocking out the noise, you're free to ask yourself what you genuinely want, why it's important, and how you can work toward it in a way that's authentic. Your journey is yours alone, and when you focus on it without distraction, you can make decisions that resonate with your true self. Another benefit of silencing comparison is that it allows you to celebrate others without feeling threatened or inadequate. When you let go of the need to measure up, you can appreciate other people's accomplishments and strengths, finding inspiration in them rather than resentment. This shift creates space for positive connections, allowing you to support others and be supported in return. The joy and encouragement you give others come back to you, fostering a mindset of abundance where everyone's growth is something to celebrate. Silencing comparison is also an act of self-compassion. Comparison often leads to self-criticism, making you feel as though you're not good enough or far enough in life. But when you silence that noise, you're giving yourself permission to accept where you are, acknowledging your own efforts and strengths without judgment. You understand that you're doing the best you can with the resources and knowledge you have, and that is more than enough. This self-compassion not only boosts your self-esteem, but also motivates you to keep going without the weight of unrealistic expectations. Focusing on your own path instead of others fosters gratitude for the unique journey you're on. It's easy to overlook what you've accomplished when you're constantly looking at what others have. But when you silence comparison, you give yourself the chance to recognize the progress you've made, the challenges you've overcome, and the strengths you've built. This gratitude reinforces your sense of purpose, reminding you that your journey, with all its ups and downs, is uniquely valuable. Silencing the noise of comparison also allows you to enjoy the process of growth rather than rushing through it to catch up with someone else. When you're no longer comparing, you can take time to savor each step, appreciating the small victories and lessons along the way. This makes the journey more fulfilling and sustainable, as you're no longer driven by external pressure, but by a genuine desire to improve for yourself. Creating boundaries around comparison can be a powerful tool in this process. This might mean limiting time on social media, where people often showcase only the highlights of their lives, or reminding yourself that what you see online is rarely the full story. Setting these boundaries helps protect your mental space, allowing you to focus more fully on your life without the distraction of others' curated moments. Finally, silencing the noise of comparison is about embracing your individuality. Your strengths, interests, and experiences make you uniquely capable of achieving things in your own way, on your own timeline. By focusing on what makes you special, you learn to appreciate your own potential without the need to prove it against someone else's. You're free to set goals that reflect who you are, and this sense of individuality fuels you with confidence and pride. In the end, letting go of comparison is an act of self-respect. It's a choice to prioritize your journey, honoring your efforts, progress, and dreams without distraction. Silencing comparison frees you to live authentically, to appreciate your journey, and to recognize that your path is worthy, meaningful, and entirely enough. Taking responsibility for your choices is a powerful and transformative act. It's about acknowledging that your decisions shape your life and that you have the power to choose how you respond to circumstances, challenges, and opportunities. When you take responsibility, you stop blaming external factors, other people, or luck for your situation. Instead, you accept that you are the author of your own story and that the outcomes you experience are largely the result of the decisions you make along the way. At its core, taking responsibility for your choices means owning your actions, both the successes and the mistakes. It's easy to take credit for achievements and good outcomes, but true growth happens when you take responsibility for the times things don't go as planned. When you own your mistakes, you free yourself from feelings of shame and guilt, because you understand that mistakes are a part of the learning process. Rather than making excuses or blaming others, you see each mistake as an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. You become more resilient because you understand that you can always learn from your choices, no matter the outcome. By taking responsibility, you empower yourself to make better decisions in the future. When you realize that you have control over your actions and the consequences they bring, it shifts your mindset. Instead of feeling like a passive observer in your own life, you become an active participant. You start to view your choices with more intention, recognizing that each decision, no matter how small, is a step toward your future. This awareness helps you make more thoughtful, purposeful choices that align with your values, goals, and long-term vision. Taking responsibility also means letting go of the tendency to blame others for the way things unfold. When you take full ownership of your decisions, you stop pointing fingers and complaining about circumstances. Instead, you focus on what you can control: your attitude, your efforts, and your choices. This shift in perspective is incredibly empowering because it allows you to stop waiting for others to change or for external conditions to improve. You realize that change starts with you, and you have the power to take action and create the outcomes you desire. Moreover, taking responsibility strengthens your self-confidence. When you take ownership of your life and your choices, you start to trust yourself more. You know that you are capable of making decisions, handling mistakes, and taking corrective actions when necessary. This trust in yourself creates a solid foundation for growth, because you're no longer paralyzed by indecision or fear of failure. You understand that even if things don't go perfectly, you have the ability to adapt, learn, and move forward. Another benefit of taking responsibility is that it builds integrity. Integrity means being honest with yourself and others, and part of that honesty is owning your actions. When you consistently take responsibility for your choices, people begin to trust and respect you more. You build a reputation as someone who is accountable, dependable, and transparent. This creates stronger relationships, both personally and professionally, because others can rely on you to be honest and to stand by your decisions, regardless of the outcome. Taking responsibility for your choices also fosters a deeper sense of gratitude. When you acknowledge that your life is a reflection of the decisions you've made, it becomes easier to appreciate where you are, even if the road hasn't always been smooth. You begin to see how far you've come and recognize that your efforts and decisions have brought you to this point. Gratitude becomes a natural byproduct of this awareness because you can see how every choice, even the challenging ones, has contributed to your growth. Additionally, when you take responsibility, you stop playing the victim. It's easy to fall into the trap of feeling helpless or blaming others when things go wrong. But when you take ownership of your choices, you give yourself the agency to make a change. You stop waiting for someone else to fix things or to make decisions for you. This mindset shift frees you from feeling powerless and helps you develop the self-sufficiency and inner strength to create the life you want. Taking responsibility also helps you stay focused on what truly matters. When you stop wasting energy blaming others or making excuses, you can channel your efforts towards solutions. You become more proactive, seeking out ways to improve your circumstances and to move forward. This focus on problem solving makes you more productive, more efficient, and more effective at achieving your goals. In the long run, taking responsibility for your choices builds a sense of ownership over your life. You start to see yourself as the creator of your experiences rather than as a passive participant in a life that happens to you. This shift in mindset is freeing because it gives you the power to choose your response to any situation. No matter what external circumstances arise, you can always control how you react, what you learn, and how you grow from the experience. Ultimately, taking responsibility for your choices is an act of self-respect. It shows that you value your own agency and are willing to hold yourself accountable for the direction your life takes. This commitment to responsibility strengthens your sense of purpose, your resilience, and your ability to navigate challenges with confidence. By embracing responsibility, you take full control of your future and unlock the potential to create a life that reflects your deepest values and aspirations. Defining success on your own terms is about rejecting external definitions and societal pressures in favor of creating a personal understanding of what success looks like for you. In a world that often promotes a one-size-fits-all notion of success, whether it's wealth, fame, or a certain career path, it's essential to pause and reflect on what truly matters to you. When you define success on your own terms, you take ownership of your dreams and goals, ensuring they are aligned with your values, passions, and purpose, rather than chasing someone else's version of achievement. One of the first steps in defining success on your own terms is gaining clarity about your values. What do you value most in life? Is it freedom, creativity, family, personal growth, or contributing to a cause? When your definition of success is rooted in your core values, it becomes easier to make decisions that are authentic and fulfilling. For example, success might not mean climbing the corporate ladder for you. It might mean creating a work-life balance that allows you to spend more time with loved ones or pursue your creative passions. Defining success based on what truly matters to you creates a sense of satisfaction that's not contingent on meeting external expectations. Another important aspect of defining success is realizing that it is not a destination, but a journey. Success is not just about reaching a specific milestone or achieving a particular goal. It's about the continuous process of growth, learning, and becoming the best version of yourself. Each step forward, no matter how small, is part of your success. When you view success as a journey, you give yourself permission to evolve and adapt without feeling bound by a rigid idea of what success should look like. This mindset encourages you to embrace the ups and downs of life, knowing that each experience contributes to your personal development. Defining success on your terms also means freeing yourself from comparison. It's easy to fall into the trap of measuring your success against others, but this can lead to frustration, envy, or feelings of inadequacy. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you liberate yourself from the limitations of societal standards. Instead, you begin to appreciate your own unique path. Your journey may look different from others, but that's okay. What matters is that it's your journey, one that reflects who you are and what you truly desire. Part of defining success is also about setting realistic and achievable goals that are aligned with your personal aspirations. These goals should be ones that excite and motivate you, not ones that you think you should pursue based on societal norms. Whether it's building a business, traveling the world, or cultivating deep, meaningful relationships, success is about setting goals that feel right for you and pursuing them with determination. It's important to remember that success isn't measured by how quickly you achieve these goals, but by the fulfillment and meaning you derive from the pursuit itself. Another key component of defining success on your own terms is the recognition that success can take many different forms. Success doesn't always mean financial abundance or public recognition. It can also be about personal satisfaction, health, peace of mind, and happiness. For some, success may mean overcoming personal challenges such as building confidence, improving mental health, or achieving emotional stability. For others, it may involve creating art, contributing to their community, or leaving a positive impact on the world. By expanding the definition of success to include both tangible and intangible achievements, you allow yourself to recognize and celebrate all the ways in which you are succeeding in life. Defining success on your own terms also involves embracing failure as part of the process. Success isn't about avoiding failure or setbacks, it's about how you respond to them. When you see failure as a learning opportunity rather than a defeat, you gain resilience and strength. Every failure or setback can provide valuable lessons that propel you forward, and when you embrace this mindset, you realize that success is often built on the foundation of persistence through adversity. By accepting failure as a natural part of the journey, you remove the fear of it and can move forward with greater confidence and openness. Success on your terms means acknowledging that your definition of success may evolve over time. What you define as success at one point in your life may change as you grow, acquire new experiences, or your priorities shift. That's completely normal. Life is fluid, and your goals, desires, and aspirations will naturally change. Embracing this fluidity allows you to stay connected to your evolving self and to recalibrate your goals in a way that is aligned with your current phase of life. Success is not a static achievement, but rather a dynamic and ever-changing experience. Ultimately, defining success on your own terms is about living a life that is authentic and true to who you are. It requires you to be honest with yourself about what you truly want and to let go of external pressures that try to dictate your choices. It's about creating a life that feels meaningful to you, regardless of what others may think or expect. When you define success on your terms, you empower yourself to live with intention, pursue your passions, and build a life that is fulfilling, rewarding, and uniquely yours.